Good afternoon. I hope everyone's well today. Thank you for watching. I wanted to spin you a yarn, tell you a tale, thread a needle. Say you have a local, close-knit community, all locals, been there the whole life, born and bred in the particular area. And then somebody who's been invited into the country on our good humour and our good nature abuses our hospitality and provokes a local response. And then all of a sudden we've got headlines saying that anti-racists are coming out to defend the country against the fabled far-right bigots. Would you be thinking of a particular incident? Would you be thinking about Southport last year? Ballymena earlier this year over in Northern Ireland? Or would you be thinking about the incident at a hotel down south in Epping in Essex? Well, it's all three. And this is just within the last year alone. And this is going to get more frequent and it's going to get more extreme in my opinion. The people that we're inviting into the country, fighting age men from all over the third world, we have no idea who they are, where they come from, where they plan to settle up once they're given rights to remain, and what their true intentions are, and do they even adhere to our cultural values and norms. None of these questions are important to the liberal champagne socialists that run the country. They think they're on the right side of history. They think that nobody anywhere in the world is different to me or you. That's not true. That's never been true and never will be true. The Western world is a small part of the world. Not everybody is like us. Not all cultures are the same, and not all cultures are equal. You can take that to the bank. Now, there was an incident down south, and that's what I'm going to focus on, which happened over the past 48 hours or so. Well, the kick-off from the incident happened in the past 48 hours. There was an incident where a boat migrant, whose arrest sparked an Essex hotel protest, approached a schoolgirl and asked her if she wanted to make Jamaican babies before a court is heard. Alright? That's the context to this incident. This isn't an isolated incident. As I've mentioned, as I've told you personally, my friend lives near a HMO, a house of multiple occupancy. She's on her third batch of migrants in the past year alone. They rotate the migrants out whenever they become problematic to the local communities and bus another load in. That way, in their predominantly Labour-led areas, they can say there's nothing to see here, there's no problems, because they never allow it to get that far. From what I gather, and from what I hear, from my foot soldiers on the ground, the people that were out doing the right thing and using their right to assemble and to peacefully protest, it was all peaceful yesterday, until the police showed up. And they actually done exactly what they did up in Liverpool last year, after the Southport atrocity from that Welsh choir boy. They kettled the anti-racists, they kettled them down to where the peaceful protesters were, and they did it on purpose. And I'm going to play the first clip now to show you what I mean. This is what they did.
Stand up, fight back! Stand up, fight back! Stand up, fight back!
So that's the first clip, and that's what they did. They kettled them down to the area that was surrounded by peaceful protesters that are using their civil rights in the United Kingdom to actually say, no, we don't want this, we don't consent, you are not doing this yet again. So what does the state do? Its apparatus goes into full swing. Now we know the government is funding the non-government organisations, the NGOs, like Hope Not Hate, that used to be run by that pathetic weasel communist Nick Lowles. These are the types of people that are organising all of this, in my view. and they receive at least part of their funding from trade unions. I know this because my former trade union, I seen their sticker on the advertisement to the anti-racist protest. So that's the day that I quit my trade union, is when I found out that that's what my union dues were being used to pay for. I'm not paying for that. I don't consent to that. It's a disgrace. Why aren't you protecting me and my workers' rights? You're not doing that. You're paying to fund the state. Now, Nick Lalls is no longer with Hope Not Hate. Make no mistake, he's already been replaced by someone just as disgusting as he is. The only reason that he's been removed is because he's too high profile. People know his name, they know the kip of him, and they know the cut of his jib. They know he's too high profile. That's the only reason he's gone. Now, there was a lady, and she actually, I can't say better than she did, so I'm going to play her clip now.
Good for you. But listen, I just want to thank everyone for coming here today. We're all local people. We're all good, local, tax-paying people. We don't want trouble. We don't want fights. My question would be, why, and all due respect to the police, why are you allowing agitators to come and fight against us?
Completely agree with that. They are professional agitators. Either they are middle-class liberal lovies that used to work and no longer work, or they're actually paid agitators by these NGOs like Hope Not Hate. I can't prove either way, but it's one or the other, or maybe a mix of both.
Because you are inciting violence. We're not. You are. Mr. Starmer, I hope you're going to hear, I hope you hear this. Why are you letting 500-600 undocumented men come across the channel every day into this country? We don't know who they are, we don't know what their background is, but they don't share our values, they don't respect women, and they do not respect children.
Completely agree. Alien cultures, foreign cultures, they don't adhere to our cultural norms or standards. Ship them out. Not my problem. Claim refugee status elsewhere. You shouldn't be getting it in the United Kingdom. The safety of all the citizens of the UK, including the men and the women and the children, comes before a single person that's claiming refugee status, in my opinion. If they don't meet our high standards of what we expect in a high trust society, they get shown the door. It's as simple as that. Plus we're skint, we can't afford it. This is the thing that really bugs me. This could be solved tomorrow. We could have an order in council. The government doesn't even need to go to the Parliament to do it. They just put it through as a measure, and they're saying, right, Royal Navy in the Channel, we are not taking any more refugees. We're going to have a moratorium on that for 10 years while we get our ducks in a row. And it's no longer a problem. They could do that tomorrow, order in council, get it signed off by the King, done straight away, no questions asked. That is the power of the Prime Minister in the United Kingdom, alright? No debates, no nothing. Look what they did with COVID. Look what they did with COVID. They mobilised the response to the pandemic very quickly. So it can be done, and they can do that for anything, and they can do it all the time. Look at the crackdown after the civil unrest after Southport. How quick was that crackdown? The state can mobilise when it needs to mobilise. Always be aware of that.
Yes! Yes! I am a mother of 3. I've got 4 nieces under 10. Every child's right is to walk to school and not fear that they're going to be sexually assaulted or raped. We do not live in a third world country. This is the United Kingdom the last time I looked.
Again, nothing I disagree with here. Peaceful assembly, make your feelings heard, make the state pay attention to you.
Yes. This is not about racism. I don't care if the men in that hotel over there are green, yellow or pink. We don't know who they are. They may be nice men. I don't know, no one knows. The likelihood is they're probably not. But a man gets off a boat from Ethiopia. He has come across Europe to come to this country. Why? Because we are a soft touch. Yeah. We give them everything that they want, and then they turn around and abuse us.
Completely agree with that as well. Completely agree. They come over and they abuse our good nature. And they do it, and they're taking the mic, they're taking the piss. Nobody should be paying for this. This is common sense, this is 101, this is primary school level stuff. This is pathetic, the government's allowing this to happen. And as I say, everybody from the BBC to the civil service, anybody on the public payroll with the government or in the public sector is complicit in this, because they're allowing it and they're enabling it to happen.
Girls in school uniform who are trying to get to school.
We'll leave that one there because she goes into spicy language that YouTube doesn't like. But you get the idea, and I completely agree. I'm completely on their side, and I completely support what they are trying to achieve. The police, you'll notice the police get very, very heavy-handed with the people that are protesting the government policy of mass migration from third world nations into council estates near you and me and likely other people that watch my channel. Nobody ever consented to this, and it needs to stop. Now, of course, if you was a minority, like the ones in the Her Hills riots in Leeds last year, kid gloves. If you happen to be white and native British like me, you'll get the riot gear and you'll be beaten to the floor and you'll be run over. These are just my opinions, and it's just a theory that fits the facts in my view. It's two-tier policing, we all know that, but it's ingrained into the legal system. It's ingrained by things like the Race Relations Act in the 1960s, the Equalities Act of 2010, and other pieces of Blairite legislation. They have their foot soldiers, you've got the Antifa types, and you've got the liberal lovies, and they're all part of the same crowd. They're being enabled by the state, they're probably being funded by the state, and it's all part of the plan and the design. Wise up to it. Make sure that if you are going to protest and you are going to go out, make your feelings heard. Don't get violence. That is the excuse the police want, and that is the excuse the state wants. They are not on your side. The chaos only kicked off yesterday because of the Antifa types being frog-marched up to the peaceful protesters by the police, and within minutes, if not sooner, this started to happen.
Get it! Fucking hell!
This is going to get more frequent. We had 3 this year. In the next year, it could be 5, it could be 10, it could be 15. And if you kick off, you're the problem, according to the state, according to Keir Starmer, and according to his foot soldiers, your local Bobby. This isn't the policing by consent that we were promised by Peel when he introduced the modern police force. I demand better, Britain demands better, we demand better. This is unacceptable on every single level. All of these boat people need to go home. I don't necessarily care. I really don't. It's not my problem. Now, if you like this video and you think I'm onto something and you think I've got the hitting the right nails on the right heads, you let me know. Like and subscribe. I will see you in the next one. And let's save our country. That's what I say. Rule Britannia.